come on, keep it in line. Side to side, no room, no time. Hear that crowd talk, hear that hate. One small slip and you make it wreck. Chop shop weekly, we come back mean. Side to side, we live that speed. Chop shop weekly, bad blood loud. One more lap and the roof comes down. Chop shop weekly, we gon' blink, don't freeze. Chop weekly.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another Chop Shop Weekly, where we cover all the action throughout the week of Chop Shop and the real world racing. I hope y'all are having a great week. Welcome in, Jason Day.
Hey, Brad, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. How was your week?
Busy as normal. Had a week off of trucks for me. A little bit strange not to race it. I had the night off. Other than that, had a good race at the 87s. Was really happy with the way that went, and a busy weekend with the girlfriend. It was good. How about you?
That was pretty good. Got to race two races, the trucks, and got taken out, and then I raced the 87s, got taken out there, and went and visited a couple other places. Ran pretty decent there, and on our off night on Friday, and ran with a couple of guys that are part of the league in different ways, and it was a fun league to run in. Ran the Xfinity cars, so got a little more track time there at Phoenix. And then Sunday I did all right in the other series I run in AMP, and
Good. Yeah, I was looking forward to the Glen this week, and then I realized it was a bye week, so I guess it gives me a chance to actually practice. On whether I do or don't, I'm not sure, but yeah, it was a good week. I was able to go to the West Coast Baseball League All-Star event, Home Run Derby, on Tuesday with my son, so it was definitely worth missing a race to hang out with him and watch some baseball with my son. It's a weird year for me. First year that I haven't been at a baseball field almost every weekend for the last close to 20 years. So it's good to get back on the baseball field for a couple hours.
I can believe that. Family comes first, and remember, at the end of the game, this is a simulator, and it doesn't take up all your time in the world, but we put in a lot of effort in it, and every once in a while you need a break.
Yeah. Well, with the truck series, and my luck, I definitely needed a break, so I was happy to take at least a week off.
Yeah, I've thought about it, and my luck over there hasn't been the greatest either, and this past week wasn't another showing of that. Yeah, we were out for fresher tires than the guys in front of us. I tried to come up a little bit, figured Fred would cut me a little break, and I went for a ride. Fresh tires was going to get me a lead, and I ended up getting taken out.
It's unfortunate. We could talk about a little bit, maybe a little give and take here and there sometimes when it avoids, if you might lose a spot, but sometimes it's better just to let off and let a guy go, and save wrecking 2 or 3 race cars just for the chance to try not to race somebody.
25 for Brad Devil to the inside. 5 is there. Well, for Chase setting up to come into the corner, gets in the left rear of Brad Dove.
He had about 2 lanes above him, in my opinion, but that's my opinion.
I'll say that's a bit of a racing deal. You came up a little bit more than you should have, and he was where he could have came up. He could have went up a little bit, cut a little break there. It's kind of a tough deal. It was hard to tell for both of you guys how much room you had there. I think that was more of a racing deal, but at the same time, track awareness, or myself, I probably would have backed out of that just to save wrecking two cars at that time, probably early in the race.
That was after stage. Actually, I think we were in the second part of it. It was after stage. I know that. It happens. It's racing.
Yep.
Thank God these aren't real race cars, because some of us would be dead. In some of these crashes, we'd definitely be dead.
Yeah. But we did have a good race at Chicagoland. I missed it. I ended up watching majority of it, watching the broadcast. So thanks to Signature Esports for putting that on, broadcasting the Chop Shop Speed Trophies Truck Series. Colby Hartung comes off with a win. Colby, when it comes to this playoff time, and Colby's won 2 championships, there's a reason why he seems to come through in these championship moments and has a good truck, and was able to beat some really good competitors. Mark Jorgensen Jr., Tyler Dalton, Nate Biggard. Nate Biggard had a rough night, ended up finishing 29th with an incident, got caught in a wreck, but good on Colby. He was my initial pick last week. It was funny, I changed my mind. It was my initial pick. If we recorded, I said Colby Hartung's going to win, and then I changed it, and I thought about it after the race was over. I was like, I should have stayed with my gut. But this point championship is wrapping up to be really good. I thought Nate might pull away with this, but now there's only 3 points separating the two of them, so it's it's going to be a good championship.
Yeah, it's going to be really exciting right down to the very end. Even though it's the new system, it like if you win a race, you're getting a ton of points, and if you don't finish good, it hurts. And Nate being an aggressive driver like he is sometimes, it's not to his benefit in this kind of point system, but it can benefit him because he will win a lot of races.
Mhm.
So it's a double-edged sword. He's got to play with kid gloves with it and be careful.
I don't think Nate is any more aggressive than Colby. Colby's probably one of the most aggressive guys there is when it comes to side drafting and pushing guys out of the way. But Nate tends to get aggressive when he falls back in the field a little bit or not in the position that he wants to be. But I think, guys like Tyler Dalton, even though they're points back, like Tyler could be really good coming into this championship. Obviously, Mark Jorgensen, I don't think is in the championship. He's not in this championship, but he could have been a guy that could have ran for this championship. He's had another dominating truck that was a race taken away from him again. So Mark Jorgensen is going to get a win here soon. Also, could be a championship spoiler. Obviously, not going to go for the championship, but he could be a guy that gets in the mix and causes a championship contender not to get a win.
Yeah, he could pull off a win at any track. He's fast. He's got the speed, and he could take points away from a guy that really needs them. And it's part of that kind of racing. Well, we look forward to see it battle out. Colby Hartung had one heck of a run, started 10th, led 34 laps, won the race with 0 instances. That's about as clean as it gets there at Chicago. Mark Jorgensen was the heartbreak story of the night. He led the most laps with 38, won the stage, and had 0 instances, but finished 10th. Strong pace, just not the finish to match the result.
Yeah, and two kind of surprise top 10, not surprise, they're good drivers, but surprise top 10 guys. Michael Newbrow started 30th, ended up finishing 5th spot. So a really good run for Michael. That was a good, clean run for him. And Donnell Williams started 19th and ended up finishing 9th. So a good run for that team that could use a good run. They don't consistently have the top 5, top 10 speed. They're usually a top 15 to 20 truck, and that's good to see a top 10. That's good for their organization and their program.
There was a lot of other big movers. You had Chris Fowler that moved 31st to 11th, 20 spots. Ron Holdenfield went 35th to 13th. Wesley Strait went 34th to 14th, and Brandon Banks went 20th to 7th. Nathan Biggert went 29th to 8th. Not a bad finish for him, just had some issues, was involved in a crash, not of his doing, and it was an early on wreck that happened. I don't know if we have a clip of any of the instances, Bollinger, do we?
Just yours.
Just
maybe
mine?
just yours, maybe. So Nate ended up getting, I thought he ended up finishing 29th, but it was 8th, so he went for 29th.
29th,
so,
8th.
Oh, that's good. So I had that wrong, so I apologize. So I thought for some reason I had him finishing 29th and had a bad day, but he recovered and ended up in the top 10. So
we have a dub bomb over there for that series. It was the dub bomb went to Greg Whitehead. He was involved in a wreck there, and I believe this is it. Yep, that's it. Greg Whitehead had a net code
with Robert Church.
Yep, went up in the air and was a heck of a little battle.
I did actually see the replay of this. I watched that part of the race today. I know it says net code, but at the same time, that was going to happen whether there was net code or not. The hitboxes would have hit either way, I think, in whether it says it's net code. I think that's an incident was going to happen.
We got the stage. We're going to go ahead and pull up. Mike Jergensen ends up winning it.
Second. And that'll be your stage.
Good run for Chad Coleman. He's always been consistent, super clean, never causes too much trouble. He's one of those guys that every week is a top 5, even a chance for a win. I'm really impressed with the way Chad Coleman drives.
Here's one of the big wrecks that was at Chicagoland.
25 of Brad Devil to the inside.
Oh, we already showed that one. We're not showing that one again. The winner, Colby Hartung.
Look at that mustache.
I think he needs to grow a beard. He actually says he is growing a beard, but it's very patchy.
I don't know if he can or not, but good. Congrats to Colby. Colby, I give him a hard time when we race because we've tangled a lot, and I'm going to say this on air, but probably 99% of them has not been my fault, and Colby will admit it. We just had, but we've had good races. Colby is excellent in these trucks. There's not many guys that can run as consistent as he does in the truck series. And at the end, it seems like that last 20, 30 laps when it comes down to these races, Colby is the guy that's just able to push and be there at the end, and a guy that can give a Brandon Banks, a Mark Jorgensen, Tyler Dalton, Nate Biggert a run for this championship, and Colby's a 2-time champion for a reason, and I think he's got a chance at a third one here.
Yeah, Kobe's real good, and I think he can definitely pull off a back-to-back championship, and if anybody's going to do it, it's going to be Colby. I wish him luck, and I hope he does get it.
Well, I'm not fighting him for a championship, so I'll say the same. I think that probably, I don't even think he had anything to do with my wrecking my championship this year. I think it was a lot of the other field, but it definitely wasn't Colby this season. It was just a mixed bag of things that happened to me, bad luck this year. But yeah, congrats to Colby again. We're heading to New Atlanta this week. Colby's always good at these plate tracks or like these drafting style tracks. So look at Colby and Nate to hook up. I think if Nate's racing tomorrow, I think that's the combination you need to look out for. And then I also believe, as much as I don't want to say it, Logan Kogar, this could be the chance for him to get that win. He is super, super aggressive on these drafting tracks, runs really well at them, takes a lot of chances, but he does the right thing. Like, as much as I don't like some of his racing etiquette and some of the other tracks, he can race these tracks. Look for him to hook up with probably like Tyler Dalton, Joey Katina, some of the other Sim 500 guys, and for those guys to work together in this race tomorrow.
I don't think the Sim 500 guys are going to work with him too well. They don't want to.
But they know how fast he is. I think they don't want to claim him, but I think they know how fast he is at these tracks. And if you can hook up with somebody like that can get you to the front, like Logan can go from 20th to 1st in 3 or 4 laps, just how aggressive he is. I've seen him do it in multiple series. He's good at this drafting style track. He sees the air really well. He doesn't see stuff to avoid stupid stuff, but he definitely sees the air to make that car go to the truck go to the front. So, and
considering we still have a fast repair, I think it's going to benefit him.
I thought that was going to be done for this one.
Is it done?
I think I think they might be done, but I'm not sure. I hope so.
We'll see tomorrow. I'm interested to figure that out. I need to find out real quick.
But I'm gonna make my pick right now though, and I'm actually gonna pick Logan Kogar to win the race tomorrow.
So I'm gonna go a different direction. Jerry has the last win, and
it's a good pick.
A restricting plate. I'm going with Jerry. Jerry, show up, race, and get that win again because you got the confidence behind you at these tracks. I think you could pull off another one and surprise a lot of people.
I do like that. I do like your pick there. The only difference is the aggression in this truck series. I don't know if it fits Jerry's style as much as really our Cup series seems to be a little bit more manageable when it comes to the aggression towards the end. This truck series is full on elbows out, let's go from lap 1 to the end, and it's a rough series.
I would love to think back of who won that race last year. I think it was
Atlanta.
I think it
trucks?
was Nate. Yeah.
It's probably Nate or Colby.
I think it was
probably
Nate or Colby.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Let's talk about the point standings since we got them here.
Close one.
It's close, real close. Tyler Dalton's even 53 back. It's doable.
He needs a win. Tyler Dalton needs to get a win now to put himself back up in that hunt. If Nate and Colby stay in that top five every race, they're probably going to run away with it, but Tyler Dalton needs to get a win.
How many races do we got left over there? Trucks. Standing schedule. We are at New Atlanta. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's definitely doable with 7 races left.
Absolutely.
I think even right now, just going to put it there, Pat Green could do it, but it's going to be really hard unless he wins out. You got to
get stage points. You got to get stage points, and you need to win races. The race win bonus is so huge. I think if Nate and Colby keep trading wins here, like they're going to run away. Right now, the way they're sitting, if they can stay top 3 to top 5 every race, the other guys I don't think can catch them in enough races unless like somebody like Tyler or Eric or Brandon are winning every race towards the end of the season.
The biggest downfall right now, I'm going to say, is Austin Johnson. Hasn't shown up since the playoffs started. Was really looking forward to him giving these guys a run for the money.
Me too.
It's kind of disappointing, but Chad Coleman on the other end, gaining 3 spots. putting himself 125 back. It's doable.
Yeah, he's impressed me lately. I'm the same as you. I'm a little disappointed Austin hasn't been around. I don't know whether he's found another league or something else is going on with him. Hopefully everything's okay with Austin Johnson, but I'm assuming everything is. He's just found something else or busy, family or whatever. But he was a guy that I thought that could give Nate a run pretty much at any track, especially road courses. Nate's even, Nate was the guy that we all looked to win every time we went to a road race. And now Nate's like, I don't think I can do anything to keep up to this guy. So it's impressive to see somebody else with even more talent on a road course, especially in these trucks, which are, they don't turn right as well as they turn left compared to some of these other road racing cars.
They definitely turn right and left better than the Cup car, in my opinion. Let's go right into the 87s, or hang on. Yeah, let's go right into the 87s.
O'Reilly's or what he would do?
Oh, yeah, we can do that, O'Reilly.
Okay.
Let's go to the
It was a bye week. It was a bye week for them, but we're heading into Michigan for the O'Reilly series. I talked to Tyler Lemon earlier this week. I wanted to get his thoughts and feelings about how he's running right now. I don't know if Bollinger, you can bring up the points for the O'Reilly series right now, but Tyler is not where he wants to be right now in this format, this last format when we do this the old chase system. And Tyler's sitting, I think he's sitting fourth in points at the moment, and he needs to get a win. And he said to me that he was a little nervous about Michigan. He didn't know if he was going to be able to get around this track the way he wants to. He felt really comfortable in 3 and 4, couldn't get off of 1 and 2 the way he thought he should be, didn't know if he's going to have the speed to win this race. He was feeling a little bit nervous. And I told him that I think with the smaller field at Michigan, it's going to spread out. I think you're going to see long green flag runs, especially after the stage. And I think it's going to come down to a tire management and fuel. I think it's going to be a fuel race, in my opinion. And that's what he needs to worry about. Not worrying about racing other guys. Don't worry about that stuff. Just keep the car underneath you and it'll come to him. But Tyler's not where we thought he would be in this championship right now. You and I both kind of had him picked to be kind of run away with this championship the way he had ran at the first part of this chase system, this playoff system. But with Pat Green getting that win and RB Turner, I think he had a win also a week before. Those guys have bumped up in front of him, and Tyler's got some work to do. I mean, yes, the points are close, but Tyler's going to have to get a win out of this, or at least finish top 2 or 3 to get a chance to get back in this championship.
It's real tight between the top 4, and then it falls off a little bit. Like, it's still tight. It's 32 points back to 6, but Jonathan's going to have to dig himself out of the hole after blowing his motor at Texas. Mm-hmm. Robert's going to have to dig himself out of a hole after having some bad luck at Texas. Tyler Lemon definitely has a doable chance. If RB gets hot, like he can be, he's really good at saving tires. He actually, I believe he wrecked Tyler Lemon the last race at Michigan.
This last season, yeah.
Yeah, the last season. And I think he finished all right. I think he almost won it.
I think Tyler will be fine here. I think Tyler's just a little nervous where he's sitting in points right now, and it's got himself tend to be overthinking a little bit, I think, and that's where I sent him a message, or he sent me a message to ask about the race. And I feel like if Tyler can keep his mindset calm in that race and just let the track come to him, and don't try to race too much too hard too early, I think he'll be okay. But Pat's been running great, RB, Fred's been running really well, so it's going to be a good battle, and I'm excited to actually watch this. The last how many races are left now?
We got 4.
So I'm excited for those last 4 races. It could be anybody could win this out of those 4 guys, I think.
So we got Michigan, Indy, Kentucky, then a bye week on August 15th. August 22nd is your championship night. So yeah, that's that. Let's go back on Cup Series. We're going to go ahead and show you a lap around our next track, Watkins Glen.
Where are we heading to, Brad?
Watkins Glen, my home track, baby.
We're heading into Brad's farm country. Brad, you disappeared. Brad's going to take us for a lap around Watkins Glen and show us off his road course skills here for all the people at home. Let's just watch our lap with Brad. Hit your space bar, Brad. And no sound.
Oh, hang on. We will get it back. Hang on. We will rewind it. I got to redo it. Hang on. This is new to me, so give me a sec. We're trying something new, y'all. We gotta stop it. There we go. And we're off. This is going down in turn 1. Downshift about 2nd or 3rd right here, depending on if you're trying to get a huge launch or if you got cars around you. coming up through the S's in about third or fourth. Shifted to fourth there. You're going to be shifting to fifth for your long straightaway here. Get on the brakes early. Hard braking
section here.
Really easy to get loose into the bus stop. Want to clip them. If you come in too deep, you're going to lose your momentum on exit, so you want to be careful. Shifting in third right here.
Want to get a good run off of this corner.
Oh, that was the wrong lap. Crap. My bad.
Brad blew it up there.
I blew it up. It's all right. But then you got a couple other. Let me stop sharing this. We got, I believe, 2 more turns after that, and my bad, I'm not showing the whole lap. But
yeah, there's one more left-hander after that straightaway, and then a short stretch, and then a right turn heading towards the start-finish line.
My bad, I'm picking the wrong lap, yo.
Oh, that's okay.
It's new. We're learning.
We got a gist of it. We got a lap with Brad, so we'll get it better for next time. We'll start showing some more laps around the tracks, kind of give everybody a feel for it. Give it that old, NASCAR on Fox, NASCAR on TNT type look, and we'll do a lap with one of our drivers each week, and it'll be fun.
Maybe we'll get Nate Bigger to do a couple good laps for us in one of these tracks.
There's no way. There's no way he's going to show us how it's done. There's no way.
Maybe we'll give a few secrets out there to everybody.
So we're heading to Glen. Obviously, Nate Biggert is going to be one of our favorites, but I'm not sure if Nate's going to be there this week. He's got a new job and he's working on Friday, so I don't know if Nate's making it this Friday or not. I hope he does. He's always fun to watch at these tracks, but look for Michael Caffrey to step up this week. If Nate's not there, I think he's the favorite to win.
Caffrey or
you pick Steiner.
Yeah. Or even Stryker.
Stryker deserves a win right now. He needs one, and he's pushing. And, with Nate not being there, if he's not there, it's an open opportunity for some of these other guys. It's kind of like when Austin Hill wrecked Shane Van Gisberg and Connor Zilich at the naval base. Everybody in the field almost had a whole brand new life, and it seemed like everybody wanted to go for that win. So when Nate doesn't show up to a race, it feels like for the rest of the field, they all have a chance. So it pushes the aggression a little bit more, and it should be a lot of fun. And I'm shooting for a top 5, probably like you are too. I think that I have a shot at a top 5. My road course stuff has been getting better. I just need to practice a little bit and get a feel for this Cup car and these inconsistent brakes on these Cup cars.
They're definitely inconsistent. And I ran 2 laps just for that practice, just to get warmed up. And the tires weren't even warmed up on that lap. And it was slick coming into the bus stop. Last year, I was able to brake later getting into the bus stop. I wish I could have done it there. When I was practicing earlier, it was a cooler track. You can brake a lot later, a huge run through that first part, and then cut that other bump through the bus stop and get a real good launch out. I'll practice it more. We got time. I got till Friday, but I got a lot of racing between now and then.
Yeah, we've got
trucks tomorrow.
Tomorrow in Atlanta, and then we've got the 87s at Legacy, Michigan, is it not?
Yes.
Legacy, Michigan.
So it's not going to be Legacy. So when they updated the thing, Rayburn said it all went to regular Michigan. So it's going to be regular Michigan, not Legacy.
Okay.
Because there's no more Legacy in Michigan. So that'll be exciting. We'll get more into that.
We definitely can. So let's top 5 for this Cup Series at the Glen. Who you picking?
My top 5. I'm going to be, I guess I'm going Steiner, Caffrey, Stryker, you, then me, and then Banks.
I like it.
That's the order we're going. I probably did 6, so yeah. I can't count today. It's a Monday.
Well, if Nate's not there, I'm going to go Caffrey, Stryker, Tyler Dalton, Brandon Banks, maybe myself, or who else could I pick in there? Cameron Devereaux. I think Cameron's going to pull out another top 5. He's been so consistent this season. I don't know if we can bring up the Cup Series points if they've been updated or not, but
they have not been updated since the last time we ran. Yeah, they haven't been updated since the 16th or since the 5th or since the 14th. But yeah, they're updated.
They're updated. Yeah. I dropped a spot. I think Brian Fine bumped me up because I had a bad race. Where were we at the week before?
It's been a minute. I hate having bye weeks. That's for dang sure. We were at Bristol.
Yeah, I got wrecked multiple times within 50 laps. That was the old Pat Green punting me right after the stage, and then I got wrecked and was out of the race. And Yeah, it was a tough points night for me. I'm sitting fourth in points now. I've -2 and a little bit of a downfall for myself. But Tyler Dalton's up there in the head. Nate Biggard, Brian Fine. Brian Fine's having a great season. Look for him to do well. I don't see him doing really well at the road course. I don't know what he's like for a road course guy, but I just don't see him being super strong there. I think he's going to probably be a top 10, but not in the top 5. Yeah, then there's Brandon Banks, 5th, Michael Strickland, 6th, Chris Justice, David Emmett, Cameron Devereaux, and Eric Schaefer. Eric is a surprise for me right now in this top 10 in points, a guy who struggled with this car and doesn't like it at all, but he's been coming around. He's been running really well lately. I think he's going to get better and better all the time. He's super, super fast. But I think for this road course this week, I think you're going to see Michael Caffrey up there. Like I said, Michael Caffrey, Tyler Dalton, Stryker, myself somewhere in there, Brandon Banks. I think that's where you're going to see your top 5 this week. And Cameron Devereaux. I think Cameron and myself are probably going to be battling for that 5th spot.
I could see a dark horse being Logan Krogar or Clint Hackett.
Logan, I don't know how good he is at the road course. I think he's good for one lap. I just don't think he's super consistent at these road courses. I think his aggression hurts him. He pushes too hard and he ends up burning up the tires on these road courses. That's in my opinion. I don't know for sure, but I think that's what ends up happening to him.
I think Clint Hackett can definitely be a dark horse at these tracks. He's totally strong everywhere. Like, he's not top, but he's a top 10 driver, and I think he can pull off a good top 5 maybe if a couple of the guys that I named have bad luck, like myself or you, or I don't want to jinx you, but don't say I'm jinxing you now.
No, I'm not going to jinx. I got to stay positive. I don't want the season to go downhill. But yeah, Clint is definitely a top 10 driver in this league. Number 1 in our hearts, obviously. He's a great guy in this league and great to have him around. He's always funny. The golden voice of Chop Shop for sure. And
definitely,
I definitely like to see him have a good run. He's had a string of bad luck and some incidents with a few drivers in this league, and I'd like to see him get a good run, and especially for his Twitch fans out there. He's got a good following on Twitch right now, and I'd like to see him get a good run to keep his Twitch stream going.
Yeah. Let's roll right into the 87s. They were at Dover.
We were at Dover. We took a little trip back in time to 1987, and we were at the Monster Mile in Dover, and man, was it fun.
It's off. He's ready to go green. Cale Spencer, Carl Fitz, awesome. We got Cale Spencer, John Gregg, Nathan Bigart, Brian Rayburn, Mark Retchen. The top 5 is Cale Spencer takes him back to the green. We are back racing in the Chop Shop National Series. We're green at Dover. Race number 2 is underway. We're starting to get a good little battle here between John Gregg, Cale Spencer already. Cale Spencer, John Gregg still going side by side here in the initial race, but Cale Spencer able to prevail in front of John Gregg for the time being, but it's going to come down to tire saving and tire management right here. It looks like the inside lane trying to be the primary most dominant lane right now, but I could expect that to change throughout the race as the laps wind down here.
I'm going to give Bolger a little crap there. Is it Spencer or Spicer?
It's Spicer, but it's okay. I don't want to give him any crap because I was trying to remember, trying to think of who the starting reminded me of, and it made me think of old DW with the boogity boogity boogity. You know, Bollinger kind of reminded me of Daryl Waltrip in the broadcast there. So good job to you, Bollinger. The 80s Spicer was fast. John Gregg had really good speed to start off early, and he kind of fell off and didn't recover as well as I thought. Had good speed to get back up past me again, and then we went by. Spicer and I went by him, and he just kind of fell off. It was a super fun race. The track was cooler than what we had tested earlier in the week, so I was worried about a lot of self spins. There really wasn't that many wrecks. It went the last 100, I think almost 95 or 100 laps at the end went green. It came down to fuel savings. We came out of the pits, I think it was lap 95 of 185, and I think we could only do 88 or 89 laps of fuel. I think I was 6 or 8 laps short. I was able to save that and do almost 100 laps on a set of tires in these 87s, which was crazy. And I still hadn't even got a tire warning from my crew chief yet when the race was over. So I was really happy with the way it worked. I ended up finishing second. Cale Spicer was the class of the field. He was able to save fuel better than anybody else and still run consistent lap speeds. Rayburn was really good. Mark Retchen had a heck of a run. He was fast. Yeah, just fun to run these cars, go back in time and run these cars that we all know and we all love and see these nostalgic paint jobs. It was a lot of fun. You raced them as well, and Yeah, I don't know what you thought about it, but I love the way these feel. I like feeling the track in the wheel. Like I think I don't know. I seem to get more feedback from these cars than anything else we run.
Yeah, Johnny Hamby had a good run as well.
Yes, he did finish third. Yeah.
He ended up, he finished third. Spicer ended up leading 181 of 185 laps. Very dominant. Of course, you've seen most of his bumper. You're going to get to know that bumper real well.
And there was a chance. I had a chance to pass him once, and I didn't push it because I didn't want to wreck the tires. But I actually got beside him, was going to pass him. I just wanted to lead one lap. I actually was going to come on the radio and say to him, "Hey, Cale, can I just lead one lap so I can get a point, and I'll let you go back?" And I didn't want to fight him too hard. I didn't want to wear something up Sunday. I got beside him. I had him on the outside. I had a good run. And I backed off it and I let him go again. So I didn't get to lead that lap. But Cale even told me after the race when we were talking, he told me I had him a little worried at one point. He felt like I was better than him on the long run on that before we had that last caution. I was actually gaining on him, and Rayburn didn't believe me. Rayburn had it set that Cale Spicer's can't be beat. And I don't know if I could have beat him, but I definitely was running closer to him than I thought. But Cale is the class of the field in these 87s. He's got two races, 2 wins, and look for him to probably have 8, 10, 12 wins this season, I think, if not more. She's just good in these 87s.
Yeah, we had a dove bomb in there. It was Josh Sigfield.
I see no smoke yet. Hasn't picked it up. Oh, there
this
it is.
I can't understand.
What did it? Oh, he just.
So that is a case.
I hate to say, but I think that's worthy of the.
That might be.
That is a case
the
of
dove bomb of the
one
race.
thing you're supposed to learn. You learn when you're learning how to drive. Cut this off, Bollinger.
It only makes sense when you think striker.
The dove bomb.
Listen, man.
I love that. So funny. I love that graphic. It's so cool. It is. That's one of those cases when you learn to drive. And you see an accident happen in front of you or whatever, you're not supposed to look at what you want to avoid. You're supposed to look around it. And I think that's the case of Siegfried looking at the car and just staring at it because you could see that he just kept turning towards it and more and just ran straight into him.
I think he was hoping they'd side up the track because normally cars do side up the track.
They do, but if you just watch I don't know if Bollinger could bring that up again. Watch the replay, though. He actually steers into him again. Like it's like he's looking straight at it.
No smoke yet. Hasn't picked it up. Oh, there it is. He's got time.
Now watch this. See? Now he steers back into him again. Like he just... I don't know. It just felt like...
I hate to say it, but I think that's worthy of the...
Okay, you can stop now, Bollinger. So I don't know. It's just a case of being a little bit more aware. And he didn't really slow down that much. That happened long before that. And there really wasn't... Could have probably slowed down a little bit more. Yes, these cars take a little bit longer to slow up, but I think he could have potentially avoided that.
I think... I thought we were going to have more cautions with...
Me too.
Them cars, more cars going into the corner and spinning out from practice because it was really slick getting in. If you got in too hard, that car would literally just come around. And I think everybody was having that problem in practice. But as soon as race time hit, it's like that was gone out the window. We only had how many cautions did we have?
Wasn't very many. I had that issue when I tested earlier, but it was a lot hotter, Brad, and I think that was a big difference as well. And I think it scared some guys, so they took a little bit easier. The hardest part for me at the end of the race was trying to save fuel. And normally you could clutch in through the corner, let it roll, and let the clutch out and get back on it again. And you couldn't do that in the middle of the corner. If you let off the clutch in the middle of the corner, the car would literally just spin around. The way the gearing is, and it's so low sped, it would just pop, and the rear end would almost spin around. So what I was doing was heading down the straightaway, get about halfway down the straightaway. I was clutching down the straightaway, and then I'd let out again before the corner and let the momentum of the car just coast through the corner, and then that's how I was able to save fuel, because if I clutched through the corner, the car would want to spin out.
So the quote of the week from that series, it comes from our dub bomb guy. Joshua said, "I could not go anywhere."
I think he had lots of places to go, he just went right at the guy. So
that's a heck of a quote, but
I like it. And I'm giving, yes, it was split set, and we can watch the replay for days and say, oh, you could have went this way and you could have went that way. We don't know. We weren't in there in that situation, and maybe he didn't have anywhere to go, but it just felt like that was one of those ones you could have slowed down a little bit more or tried to avoid it.
White flag for Cale Spencer. Does Day, Spencer, Hamley have enough fuel? I think they do. I think we might have been overreacting a little bit when it comes to the fuel. These guys aren't even worried about it.
Well, I was worried about it.
3, in the middle of 3, heading out to number 4. Kale.
As long as he clears this 6, he's clear. Hell of a finish here to 29.
And I'm going to say something right there. As you can see, go back to the end of that right there, Bollinger, right at the end. Look at the column off to the left. He's lapped all the way up to 6th place, almost. So that's going to come in topic here in a little bit. I just want to point that out there for a minute, and we're going to talk about that in the real racing here in a minute too. So we want to give a shout out to our clean standouts: Cal Spicer, Jason Day, Mark Gretchen, Brian Rayburn, Brandon Zimmerman, Jeff Kay, who doesn't race that often, Greg Johnson, Nathan Biggert, all recorded zero instances, well respected at that track. It's difficult, and congrats to Cal Spicer on another win.
And sorry to interrupt there, Brad, but unfortunately for Nate, he had to leave that race early. He fell ill partway through that race just after the stage, and he had to drop out. He could have been one of those guys that could have been up there in that top 3. He just adapts so well, and he's learning these cars as well. But I think he could have been a guy that, especially on long, when it comes to fuel savings and tire, there's not many better than Nate. So it's unfortunate for him, and hopefully he's feeling better. And
maybe he had some of that bad lettuce from Taco Bell.
Maybe, or I think what John said during the race was Spicer might have put a little too much spice in Nate's soup, and it made him have a sore tummy. So
where are we next in that? We're
in Michigan.
Michigan. That's another track, going to be fun.
It's going to be fun, and it's going to be hard on tires because the tendency there is to go faster than you want to go. You need to go, and it's going to be a scorcher on tires, I think. I don't know. I haven't tested it yet. I haven't tried it. I just know that it's one of those tracks that you feel like you need to be wide open. Obviously, you're not going to be able to do that in these 87s, but track's so big and wide that you're going to tend to push more than you need to, and you're going to heat up those tires, and I think that's where it's going to come into a play. And I think Kale, with the experience he has, is going to be, I hate to say it, but he's going to be the guy to beat again this week.
Does tire strategy overrule fuel strategy at Michigan?
Yes, I think it does. Even though fuel, and Bollinger was way off last week on the broadcast. He said we could probably do about 50 laps of fuel in those 87s, and we could do 85 to 89 laps. So not that it was Bollinger's fault. We probably should have told him that before the race started, how much we could do. But being able to, those top 3 guys, or I guess it was just Spicer and I, we were able to save between 6 and 8 laps of fuel. So it is possible, and Michigan could come down to that, but I think it's going to come down to tires, Brad. I think the guys will push a little bit harder there because it's such a wide track. I think you'll see a couple more cautions.
Call. I hope there's not a lot of cautions, because I finally got my second clutch map, so we're good there.
Yeah, and I don't want to see a whole bunch of cautions, but I would have liked to have seen one more in that last race at Dover with about 40 or 50 to go. Absolutely, because I would have liked to have raced Kale straight up instead of worrying about the fuel savings. I don't have enough experience, but I like the race played out like an old school race at Dover. It's these 87s are playing out the way they should be. Fuel mileage, tires, the field gets super spread out. 1 or 2 cars dominate. Get a lot of cars get lapped down, but that's old school NASCAR, and I like it.
So here's our winner, Cal Spicer. That mullet, if that's truly a picture of him, I
hope it is.
We have to ask him. We have to ask him next time we see him.
If it's not, he has to grow one. It fits him perfectly. It fits the era. It's amazing. I love it.
It's definitely a great throwback. Our hard charger goes to Robert Church. Pretty good hard charge for him.
Heck of a run for him.
From 22nd to 10th, gained 12 spots. He was aggressive, had different tire strategy than some of us. He came in on an earlier caution, got some tires, different strategy, played off, and some cautions. I gotta
ask though, that paint scheme, was that a real paint scheme in the 80s? That camouflage 71?
No, that's not the car that he was running.
Yes, that's what I saw. That's what I saw in the race. Was that car? I don't think it's period correct, which I thought that was the rules. But
well, you might want to correct that.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember that 71 having the camo back then, so I don't know if it is. But I thought we were supposed to run period correct paint schemes from the day. So
you're correct on that. I don't know. I guess we'll have to look that up. Definitely. Look that up. See if I was
most of the cars in the 80s were hand painted, and I can't see them painting that camo on there back then. So I think that's a newer paint that's been put on an older car.
I think you're right. Let's go ahead and pull up the point standings for that series. So after 2 races, you got Cal Spicer leading with 370 points. Jason Day in second with 340 points. Mark Retchen in third with 320. Brandon Zimmerman, I think that's 308. Yeah. Either 308 or 306. My eyes aren't that good. Brian Rayburn at 294 in fifth. You go ahead and take it from there.
I can't see it at all, Brad, so I'll see it.
You got myself in sixth with 269. Tony Sanders with 267. Caffrey with 266. Anthony Crownover in ninth with 254. And Johnny Hamby with 253.
Nice. And Johnny Hamby had a great run last week. He's new to this 87 series. I think he said he's only run a handful of races in these cars. So good run for him to finish third last week and jump way up in the standings. Him and Crownover both jumped to double digits positions in the standings this week.
Yeah, that's really good. Hard to gain spots with points, but early on you want to gain as many as you can with good runs and get yourself in position because it's going to be a long season, but Cal's going to stretch it out. So you're battling for second, third. Mm-hmm. Unless Jason goes up there and wins a couple races, then he gives them a run for money.
I'd like to give Cale a run. I think Cale's the favorite to win this championship. I'd like to at least make it close myself or Retchen. Retchen's been running really well. I think if Nate can get in here for a few others. Brandon Zimmerman's been great every week, super fast as well. I'm just looking forward to all these tracks. The old school, I'm really looking forward to the short tracks. We get to Wilkesboro, Martinsville, those tracks. That's where I'm really looking forward to racing. Those are the tracks I grew up loving and watching and learning from. So that's what I'm looking forward to. But I said I couldn't see that. I can't. So the folks at home don't think I'm completely blind. My computer screen is about 7 feet away from my face right now, so I can't see those standings. So everybody at home doesn't think I'm completely blind. I'm sitting about 7 or 8 feet away from my rig, which the computer screen's on right now.
Well, we don't have our upgraded close up that we normally have. We had to go old school on this, so that's a wrap for the 87s. Let's go ahead and talk about North Wilkesboro Real Cup Racing. A heck of a run by Joey Logano, who has not had a great season at all.
Yeah, good run for Joey. Good to see Penske kind of come back with Blaney getting the win week before. Logano coming here at Wilkesboro. Logano's been the best car at Wilkesboro over the last 4 or 5 years. If you count the All-Star races, he's led the most laps. He's been most dominant. He won the All-Star race there a couple of years ago as well. He's good at these short tracks. It's old school. Him and Denny Hamlin had a good battle. Nobody really had anything for Logano. I think on a short run, if we had a late caution, SVG potentially could have had something for them. He was good for 20, 25 laps, and then he fell back to that 4th or 5th position. But man, what a run for Shane Van Gisbergen. Looked good, led 39 laps, I think. People online, you hate seeing this stuff online. People say, he just got lucky. You don't get lucky in a 450-mile race and run in the top 5 when everybody else went a lap. I think there was only 7 cars on the lead lap. That's not getting lucky. That's being good and consistent and putting a really good day. And it shows that he's learning these ovals. He had a 3rd place in the Truck Series on Saturday as well. So it's not just luck that he had one good race on an oval. He placed in the top 5 in both the trucks and the Cup car on the weekend. So happy that I love Shane. I think he's great for the sport. I love the way he interviews. He's super humble. He has appreciation for everybody that he races with. And I can't wait till he gets a first oval win. So all these people all these doters can shut up a little bit and stop bad mouthing him. But yeah, great win for Joey. Good to see that. Denny finishing second, huge smile on his face after the race. He thought that was one of the best races ever. He walked right over to Joey and congratulated him. Like that's when you know you've had a good race, when Denny finishes second and he's smiling from ear to ear about how happy he was with how the race went.
Yeah, Shane almost won state. I think it was stage 1.
Stage. Ty Gibbs got him. Yeah.
Ty Gibbs got him. He kind of burned up that right rear. I wish he would have won the stage. It would have been a win in my book. But he had a good points night. My favorite part about the whole race, so yeah, only 7 cars finished on the lead lap, was seeing guys that got put a lap down because of strategy, because they pitted. They were able to still climb spots because Joey was lapping so many guys. So we're going to use William Byron, for example. He was in 25th spot for a while, and he ended up finishing, I think, 13th. Mm-hmm. And that's a huge gain in points right there. And, just being able to battle through and keep gaining spots even though you're a lap down. Like
Right.
I kind of respect it, and this goes back to the old school way in the 87s. Back in the day, they were lapping 5 cars. The most cars I ever finished on the lead lap there, I believe, were 10 cars, 10 or 13 cars, and that's the most ever. But the guys that won back in the day were worn out, tired, and it's a milestone to finish on the lead lap there.
Yeah, back in the day at those tracks, they were more like endurance races than they were straight up racing each other. Like there'd be guys that go, 10 laps down, and then something happens to the leaders or later on, and they come back from 10 laps down and they end up winning a race again way back in the day. That's the way it goes. But I was happy with Wilkesboro. I was happy with the presentation from TNT. I thought the pre-race was amazing. Had me all nostalgic for sure. I loved seeing all the old stuff. Thanks to Dale Jr. and the Parson family, everybody, Marcus Smith, those guys for getting this track with NASCAR. iRacing really helped bring the track popularity back by releasing it before the track ever came out. It's good to see these tracks back, and I'm glad to see it. And I was not disappointed. I know there's people disappointed. They would like to see a little bit more racing at the end, but I thought it raced really well. There was multiple grooves. It was very racy. Like you had said, those Byron and a few of those guys got caught a lap down. I really didn't want to see the caution at that time because there was a lot of good guys that got caught a lap down at that time, and I think it would have made for a better race if that didn't happen. Guys like Ty Gibbs, William Byron, those guys all were in contention to win, especially Ty Gibbs. As much as I don't like him, he had a strong car and he had a chance to win that race as well if he hadn't have got caught in that situation as well.
I think Blaney had a speeding penalty and still finished 12th.
Yeah, and he had to start at the back of the pack. He had a steering pump issue that they had to change, and he had to go from the front row all the way to the very back. And he had worked his way up into the top 5 at one point, and then had a bad pit stop and to put him back, and he was able to battle back again. So a good run for Blaney as well. But I'm super happy with the Wilkesboro. Congrats to Chandler Smith, who won the Truck Series race there on Saturday. He was good at the very end of the race. I think there was some really good battles in that one as well. It raced really well with the trucks.
I think he had the largest margin of victory in NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series race ever.
Yeah, he looked good at the end, like really good.
That's huge for Chandler. Like he's been looking for that win again, and seeing his teammate go out there and win, Lane Riggs win multiple races, and he finally cracks through. That's awesome for him.
Mm-hmm.
Chandler deserves it, and after taking a step back from being in the Cup Series, that's awesome.
Yeah, and it's tough because sometimes your confidence is gone. You go up to the Cup Series and you're not successful, and you have to jump back. Sometimes that confidence is gone. It could be the end of your career, but Chandler Smith is a good race car driver. I really like him. He's a good kid, family man. He's, I like him a lot. He just needs a different opportunity and then maybe mature a little bit and maybe get another chance to go up there later on.
You got any other notable ones from the week of racing? The Kyle Larson won at Eldora.
Brexton Bush won his first race this week since his father passed away. So that was and congrats to him. And it was tribute. He did the signature bow of his dad, and that was good to see, and good for Brexton for getting back out there and putting on a show.
And I think the King Royal went to, I can't pronounce his name, Macaroni. I'm butchering his name.
That's okay.
He had a heck of a run there. He's a part of the PA posse. Mm-hmm. I think if he ever went full time, he'd be really good in the Outlaws or the High Limit Series. But
right.
They stay in PA, Ohio, and they'll go out and run Knoxville, the big races. Congrats to him, huge win. The late model winner, where were they at? They were down there.
Wilkesboro.
Wilkesboro, yep.
Yeah, Car Series and the Super Late Series was also there as well.
I believe they had, who won that? Who won the late model?
I don't know who won the late model series. I know there was a few Cup drivers that were. Chase Elliott was in it as well. He ran 2 different cars this week. Chase Elliott ran 4 different series at Wilkesboro this weekend. He ran the Super Late, the Car Series, the Truck Series, and the Cup Series.
Your late model winners were horrible at searching. We had waiting on the internet. We had Caden Honeycutt, who swapped both of them.
Oh, that's right. Right.
He swept them both. That's awesome.
And yes, I do remember that now. I remember him, he was hoping to get that Truck Series or that Truck Series win.
Could you imagine if he pulled off a triple sweep?
It would have been so cool.
That would have been awesome.
Yeah. And he's waiting for that first win, right? So he's right there. So
Well, he's got his first win. He got his first win at Watkins Glen.
well, that's right. Yeah.
So he's not as strong as Corey Heim in that truck. Corey Heim was dominant last year. I think Corey Heim's going to be a heck of a talent when he gets to Cup, and
Oh yeah.
he's already got a win, and it's just going to feed into him. The more he's in that car, the better he's going to get.
I totally agree. I think Corey Heim is him. Between him, once Zilich gets this figured out with it, I think it's more of a Trackhouse thing than it is just Zilich. And he's had some bad luck. He's run into some stuff as well. Once Zilich gets this figured out, Carson Hocevar, Corey Heim, those guys are the next generation to come up into this thing. And I think the future of NASCAR looks really good.
I like it because you got Carson Hocevar being a big stink in the field that nobody likes. It's kind of like an Earnhardt thing. But he just doesn't
it's
have
not that
the
people
wins.
don't like him. It's not that people don't like him. He's super popular. People do like him, but I think he's just good for NASCAR because he shakes things up a bit. He's not just following in line and not being a sheep. And we need to get back to where we have personalities and not to bring this reference in, but we need it to be. We don't want fighting and bad racing to happen. But I like the personalities. I like being a little bit more old school and a little bit more like WWE, where there's personalities on and off the track, and they don't just have to be politically correct, perfect answers every time. And here, thank my sponsors, thank my team, da 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 da, and that's it. Like I want to see some personalities. I want to see them having some fun and smiles on their faces, and that's the way it used to be. And I want to see that come back.
He definitely has a personality. I love his personality, and
Me too.
what I was saying is the drivers don't like the way he races. What I meant. Lots of people love him. I think he has a shot at winning popular driver over Chase Elliott at one point. Not this year because Kyle Busch, I hope, has the lock. But in the coming years, I think Chase Elliott has a run for his money for that popular driver of the year.
I think so too, and it showed when Carson did the T-shirt swap. He wanted 77 people to bring any T-shirt from any other driver to his team merch hauler, and he would trade them for free. And I think it was like 24 Chase Elliott shirts that were traded in. So that was kind of cool to see, and I like that. I like that for Carson. I think that's a cool little thing to do, and it's just for fun. And it's nothing. He's not poking at any other drivers. He just wanted to do it for fun and get some attention out there, and it does give attention to the other drivers as well. He's good for the sport, and I don't even think it's that the other drivers don't like the way he races. I think some of the drivers are actually not jealous, but they're like a little bit envious about how fast he really is. I mean, the kid can drive, and he can make that car do things that other guys haven't been able to do in the few years that the next gen car has been there.
Yeah, I look forward to seeing him grow. I want him to get a second win because that first win was at Talladega. I want to see him get a win at a non-restricted play track and prove himself. Like, I know he's got the speed. Let's prove yourself that you can go out there and win more than just restricted play race.
I was hoping he would have got a win at Michigan. That's his home track, and I would like to have seen him win at Michigan this year. And he had a good car. He just didn't have the finish he wanted.
And he also drives different series. Like, he's gone back and driven the late models. He drives the trucks. It's good for the
He's
sport.
got a couple trucks wins. Yeah.
It's really good for the sport, bringing more eyes on the sport with a little bit of character in the sport. And it's not plain Jane. Like, I won't say William Byron's plain to me, even though he's my favorite driver. He doesn't have a huge personality. He's very kept to himself. Chase Elliott, he's very kept to himself in Georgia, and like his personality is there, but it's not huge, Yeah,
the Chase Elliott factor, though, for me is that he may not have a huge personality, but he's been around the sport for such a long time. He's got the history with his dad. He's friends with Bubba and Blaney and all those guys. So people like that personality. He might be to himself where he's not right out there, but he is part of NASCAR, and he's been part of NASCAR history, where Byron is, an iRacer turned NASCAR guy. So, and he's pretty kept himself. Like another Christopher Bell, same thing. He's doesn't have a super huge personality, even though I found now a few years later, he's been in the sport for a while now. Like, he interviewed really well yesterday when it came to that Wilkesboro pre-race interview. I thought his personality came through, and he's definitely matured a lot. So yeah, the future of NASCAR is in a good hands right now. And I think with this new point series format, going back to the roots a little bit, Dale Jr. has been a huge factor in that, I think. And I think NASCAR is starting to realize, hey, we got to get that old school fan back. I don't always have to run everything exactly the same as it was back then, but we need to get that type of fan back again, where they just enjoy the racing. We don't want computers involved. We want to get rid of this. I'd like to see the SMT gone. Personally, I don't want to see guys seeing everybody's data all the time. I just want to see them straight up race. But yeah, no, I'm happy with the Wilkesboro thing. Looking forward to the rest of the season and seeing Shane Van Gisbergen make the chase. I think he's going to make it, and I want to prove everybody wrong that he was not just making it because he won at road courses.
I hope he makes it and has a strong run into the playoffs. If he finishes 8th and 9th in the playoffs, that's a great year for him, I think.
10th or better to me is happy. Even 12th or better. The fact that people don't even think, people at the end of the season were like, oh, this chase format, well, Shane won't even finish in the top 30 or top 25. And the fact that he's sitting 14th in points right now with a pretty good lead, that shows how consistent he's been. And he's the best driver at Trackhouse. He's the best, been the most consistent out of all the 3 drivers at Trackhouse, and it's impressive because that team has been struggling.
What do you think about the changes coming to Daytona?
I think it's good. I have to, though, I watched a thing with Parker Kligerman the other day, and I loved it. He said, you know what, I think NASCAR should just spin a wheel when they go to these tracks with a whole bunch of different options on it and just spin it and say, we're just going to do this today, and let the guys go. He said, because you're just throwing the kitchen sink at these cars to try to make it better. But I do think it's better. I get the horsepower restriction, even though people are saying, oh, I'll give them 900 horsepower. Well, they've never had 900 horsepower at these tracks unless it was way back in the 80s. But when in the heyday in the 2000s, when we was real plate racing, they had 900 horsepower, but it was these plate races, they were cut down to half. They were still only running 450 to 500 horsepower. They need to get the cars off the ground. That's the thing that, for me, the spoiler is going to help. The lower spoiler will help. The horsepower difference, they cut some of the drag off the car for sure. I just would like to see, I think the cars are too low. I would like to see the cars raised up off the ground a little bit more, and I think that's where you would see better racing if the cars were up off the ground a little bit more.
The problem is, if you get these cars off the ground, they'll take off like airplanes.
There's still ways to stop it. They used to be before. Something has to happen. Like they're so low to the ground now that the suspensions are so stiff they can't move around. I think they need to get a little body roll in there and get them off the ground a little bit. But I'm not opposed to what NASCAR is doing because they want to change something and they wanted to make it more like Atlanta. Atlanta was the most exciting race of the year, the way the lead changes were, the way they could draft. You could run. There was 4 or 5 cars could take off and lead, and guys could come back. And the draft, you didn't need 3 cars to be in a draft. You could be one guy further back and catch up again. And that's where I want to see it happen. And the point of this spoiler is so guys, they can run, I think they said an average of 3 to 4 mile an hour faster without the draft than they could before. And I think that's the big difference, is they want guys to be able to catch back up if they fall off the draft a little bit.
I think it's going to be a heck of a race. I look forward to that.
Me too.
Bollinger, come on up and join us if you're still here.
He's still here.
I'm still here, bro.
Bollinger, what's your picks for the Watkins or the truck race? We'll start off with
New Atlanta.
It might be. I'm probably going to say it might come down to Tyler Dalton or Nate Bigart. But Tyler Dalton, he's coming off a win at Talladega, so I expect him to try to go back-to-back plate wins.
And then we're Michigan O'Reilly.
Michigan's going to be, it's pretty much going to be a plate track, but unrestricted. So it's going to come down to fuel mileage and tires at the end. I'm going to say Liam Anderson again might have a shot to win it.
And then Cup at Watkins Glen.
I'm going to have to say, Brad, one of you guys have a good shot at winning it.
He's always
doing this. I'm putting it on us. You got to stop picking me because ever since you started picking me, I've had bad luck in the Cup Series. So you got to stop picking me. Yeah.
87s.
And then 87s at Michigan.
I'm going to go with Cale Spencer again because he's the class of from what I've been told, he's going to be the Nate Bigart of this series.
Jason, who's your pick for Michigan 87s?
Michigan 87s. I'm going to have to go with Cale. I'd like to be right there behind him, but I can't not say Cale. He's just so much better. But I think Rayburn's going to be right up there as well. So yeah, Cale Spicer for me, 87s. Logan Kogar is my pick for Truck Series at New Atlanta. Michael Caffrey will be my pick for Watkins Glen in the Cup Series if Nate doesn't show up. And the O'Reilly Series at Michigan as well. I think, and I want to say it because I want to help my boy out here, but I think Tyler has a bounce back and he gets the win. And I really hope he does. I want him to get there. But I think it's going to be, if Kevin shows up, it's going to be a battle because I think it's going to come down to tires and fuel. And I think Kevin and Tyler are going to battle it out. But since they're best friends, I think Kevin will help Tyler out here.
So who is it? You picked Kevin last week. You're picking Tyler this week.
I'm picking Tyler, but I think Kevin helps him out. I think they work together, and he helps him out. And if it came down to that, if they were 1-2 and Kevin was the one leading at the end, I think Kevin would let Tyler go by and get that win just to help him out in points because they're basically teammates in that series, and the win would be huge for Tyler.
So I'm going to go with Mark Gretchen for the 87s. Truck, I'm
Good pick.
going with New Atlanta. I'm going to go with, we're going Striker.
You said Jerry earlier.
We're going Jerry. Yeah, we're going to stick with Jerry.
Okay.
I was going to change up. We're going to stick with Jerry. And then, so since you took Tyler, I got to change it. I guess we'll go Kevin Winker. And if Kevin don't show up, I'm putting myself in the seat.
You can't do that.
Yeah, I can. There's no rule against picking yourself. Or RB. We'll go RB.
Okay.
And then Cup, Calf, or no, I'm going to stick with
Ben Steiner.
Steiner. Yep.
Okay. I like it.
We got a couple of special races coming up. On August 15th, we got the Race to Help Chase charity race. $10 entry fee, racing trucks, Talladega. Laps are still being determined. I think they're going to be 85 laps. Donations are welcome. Go over to Signature Sports' Discord, join in through there. All the stuff's in there, ready to rock and roll. He's going to be broadcasting 7:30 Eastern start time, race for practice, 8:30 race time. Look forward to seeing everybody come out and support my son. Bollinger has a race coming up on, go ahead, Bollinger, September 18th.
September 18th, Texas Motor Speedway in the O'Reilly car will be doing 167 laps, 2 stages, 1 fast repair, 4 sets of tires, and 2 green light checkers. Practice goes live 7:30 Eastern. There'll be prizes for the pole setter, fastest hard charger, and a few others which I'll announce as time goes on. For race day, it'll be a $5 iRacing credit. Me and my friend Liam Anderson Motorsports, we're putting this on every year as they also race for childhood cancer research, and as me going through it, that's another reason I hope we put these on every year as well. And Signature Esports will be doing it. The broadcast as well. We'll have more information to come on that, but there is a separate Discord for ours, and it will be a $30 entry fee, and we'll also look at getting a custom 3D printed trophy made as well for the winner.
Both really good causes, and I hope everybody comes out to support and help out Bollinger and Brad and his son.
I want to give a shout out to our broadcasters on Chop Shop TV this week. Did another phenomenal job. Striker, Bollinger, and John Hammond. Still some kinks to be worked out, but they're getting better, and John and Striker feed off each other really well when Bollinger dipped out. Yeah, they all did a heck of a job. The only request, Bollinger, is can we get a boogity 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 from you at the beginning of the races?
I would love to hear that.
You get that? You guys get that on my network?
No, we need the boogity boogity boogity.
We need a boogie. I'm super impressed with it. We every week we thank Jason at Signature. He does a great job as well. He does majority of the chop races, but this new venture that Stryker and Bollinger and John have taken on with the Chop Media Group and Chop Shop TV and the broadcasting part of it. I'm super impressed with the 87 series. I really like what they've done. The commercials are fantastic. The pre-race AI flyovers, the commentary is good. It's on point. It's 100% racing all the time. I'm really, really, really happy with the way it's going. The commercials, I'm laughing so much at these commercials they're making up with all these nicknames and funny things that are going on. So it's good for the league. It's good for all of us to keep some of this in-house, and really, really happy with the way it's going. And I'm looking forward to more, because I think the more races they do, the more comfortable they get with each other, the more they know the drivers, some storylines on them, maybe some rivalries happening. I think it's going to get better and better every week.
Yeah, John's definitely doing a heck of a job all over there. Big shout out to Signature. Keep up doing the great work you do on all our other series. We enjoy having you broadcast us every week, and look forward to you continuing to do so.
Yeah, just another big thanks out there. Just wanted to thank you, Bollinger, for always helping us out here with this broadcast. Thanks to you, Brad, for being the glue that holds us all together and keeping this thing going, and the creator, the idea behind this, and letting me be a part of this. It's an honor to be on here every week, and I really appreciate it. I enjoy this a lot. Something I've always wanted to do, and it's fulfilling a little bit of a dream for me to be able to be talking about sports or talking about racing or whatever it is. And I have a huge passion for it, as you guys know. I talk way too much as it is, and I love sim racing, I love NASCAR racing, and I love Chop Shop. So thank you for letting me be part of this. I'm looking forward to another multiple years of doing this and getting better every week.
Final thoughts. We're going to roll right into them. Since we gave our shout outs, so we're going to kind of consider some of them final thoughts. But
I do have the updated pound for pound too, the current power rankings as well pulled up.
Updated power rankings. We'll go ahead and go over them real quick. Nathan Bigger at the top, Tyler Dalton second, Jason Day falling back to third. That's unfortunate, Jason.
I'm still in third. fell back a few weeks ago, so I'm still in third. But my rating's actually gone up, so I'm above 90 now. So I'm happy with that. So hopefully it stays there. I need a good finish in the Cup race this week because of my bad finish last week. Is going to hurt my pound for pound. I think the next update.
Pat Green in fourth, RB and Turner gaining 2 spots, Tyler Dalton down 1 spot, Kevin Winker down 1 spot, Brandon Banks up 3 spots, Colby Hartung in 9th, staying the same, Michael Strickland falling back 2 spots, Fred Chase gaining 4 spots in 11th, Eric Schaefer up 1 spot, Austin G losing 3 spots, Brian Fine new to the top 15, Jonathan Casebeer sitting there on 15th, losing 3 spots. Fred Chase went 15th to 11th. That don't sound right. Yeah, Fred Chase went 15th to 11th. Brandon Banks went 11th to 8th. RB Turner went 7th to 5th. Brian Fine just missed to 14th. But he's in the top 14 now.
Yep.
Final thoughts.
I don't have any.
I don't have a lot. I pretty much basically said everything tonight in how the races were going, how I felt about NASCAR this week. Looking forward to another week of racing here at Chop Shop and see how everything goes. I'm hoping to make it tomorrow for New Atlanta, try to survive that race, have a decent finish. Really looking forward to Michigan in the 87s, and I want a top 5 on Friday in the Cup Series.
I want to give a big shout out to our sponsors before I do my final thoughts. Dove Farm LLC, Frago Paints, C2 Gaming, My 3 Sons, Tracker Racing, Baller Status, Speedy Trophies, Admin Box, Stay Tuned Sports, Premier Racing Setups, MC Graphics, Hoosier Tires, Chop Shop Media, TV, RTX, Inside the Rig, the Dove Bomb Show, and all you guys help us do Chop Shop Weekly. You know, my final thoughts are heck of a broadcast or heck of a podcast again. We always are kicking rear ends. We're going to be showing more race shots of before the race laps. We're going to get Day to probably do a couple. We'll get better at it. Just a heck of a job. I look forward to a good week racing. And Bollinger, keep doing a great job of what you do. We appreciate you coming and helping us. Day, I appreciate you being a co-host every week and keeping this going with me. And even though you missed 1 week, you're making up for it with all that talking. I think last week you made up for that missed week. So, we're getting you tuned in. We're going to get better, and we enjoy hearing you talk, and you can never hear a Canadian's voice too much, so we will catch you on the next one, everybody, and we appreciate y'all tuning in. Make sure you click the like button, leave a comment, help us grow the page all together, and one of these days we're going to go live on Twitch and TikTok and do a live show for everybody, so get ready for that. I forgot to tell Day about that one. That's coming. It's coming.
I'll be missing that one. We'll see how it goes.
No, he will be here for that one. I guarantee
you'll be here,
it.
Dave. We'll make sure of that.
But
Yeah. Yeah. Monday at the chop shop, hood up, eyes low, 2 cars in the bay, and the whole block knows. Rumors in the morning, they spread like fire. Who got the faster line? Who got the tighter tire? I seen you on the screen, clean hands, hard stare. Virtual track, but the pressure's still there. I race at nights, you ghosting through the bend. One bad break move and the whole thing in. Come on, keep it in line. Side to side, no room, no time. Hear that crowd talk, hear that hate. One small slip and you make it wreck. Chop Shop Weekly, we come back mean. Side to side, we live that speed. Chop Shop Weekly, bad blood loud. One more lap and the roof comes down. Chop Shop Weekly, we gon' blink, don't freeze. Chop Weekly, run with the bees. Friday night, same names, new grudge, old talk, new scars, same cold judge. You wanna race clean, but the story gets bent. One click too close. Wheel to wheel and the mirrors all blur. He cut your lane like he wanted the bird. Engine screaming, head full of rage. Everybody got a clip for the feed, next page. I saw the wreck and the replay spin, metal and pride and a twisted grin. And the worst part, they still ask for more, said run it back when they hit the floor. Come on, keep it in line, side to side, no room, no time. Hear that crowd talk, hear that hate. One small slip and you make it wreck. Chop shop weekly, we come back mean. Side to side, we live that speed. Chop shop weekly, bad bloodline. One more lap and the roof comes down. Chop, chop, we come blink, don't freeze. Chop weekly, partying with the bees. Late lap, tense air, hands like steel. Everything fake till the tires feel real. Virtual smoke and a real life spike. Same old hunger every Friday night. They said slow down, I said watch